It's that time of the year again. 2021 has just passed, so let's jump in and take a look on what I've been up to for the past 365 days. Let's start off with 6mm. Not as much as last year. First, a Age of Tyrants Draco transport from the Junker faction. Really liked the miniature, really enjoyed painting it. A whole nice lot of panels and rivets, which are easily done by oil shading. I hope I can show you more of these in the future, but time will tell. For now, it's probably not an option. Next in line are these wonderful 6 stands of Storm Boys. This was the last unit that I was missing for my 3K Warhorde army, and now it is finally completed in its base form, of course. It can always be expanded, and a pimped up Dakajet fighter from the Steel Benders. Also, I'm thinking of doing a epic tile city, and these two are the prototype tiles that I've actually misprinted. It's easier visible on the right one, as you can see, as it misprinted than on the left one, but still use them as paint practice, and I really like the outcome, so expect more of this in the future. Next is 15mm, terrain only, mostly terrain. 4 hatches numbered 1 to 4, 4 hardwired. Some cars, they were almost ready, but they needed some panel lining, some washing, and tires actually, because they had no tires. A space shuttle for your space shuttling, spacefaring, and other moving needs. A reactor, because you always need a reactor online, if you know what I mean. And 5 medium to large size ruins from Terrain 3 Games. These were actually initially painted. I just did the detailing work. The edges, the burned out, the gray edges, the burnouts, the blacks on the bullet holes and stuff like that. Really like how they came out. I still have a few more, but these are more than enough, more than I need. So I'm not sure if I'm going to tackle the rest. The third quote-unquote new category is 20mm. I don't play a lot of 20mm, but I do from time to time. And this year we had a armor battle, which I recorded, and I'm in the middle of preparing a battle report. And for that armor combat, I needed to prepare 2 Panzer IIIs, late and a bit of earlier version, and a Stug. They could be done better, like road wheels and stuff, but I'm very happy with the way they are now, and they're battle ready, so good enough for me. The final miniature category, 28mm. Starting off, we have a base of spiders for Legend of Drizzt. I still need 2 more of these. 3 Ewoks for Imperial Assault, and also for Imperial Assault, IG-88 Assassin Droid. The base game comes with a 2D flat token for instead of a miniature, and I really wanted a miniature because that's better game immersion, so I printed one up and painted him up. Also, the final piece of the Rangers of 3D printed Deep, a Man-at-Arms. He was almost ready last year but did not make the final cut, so I finished him this year and he made it. Yeah, this is all of my FDM Rangers of Shadowdeep team ready. As for Cyberpunk, I have this here Yellow Samurai. I still am struggling with yellow, but this one turned out a little bit better than the previous ones. Also, some attempts at non-metallic metal on the sword, on the glowing sword. Could have been better, could have been worse. And 3 grunts with rifles, 2 blue ones and 1 red one. Moving to the miscellaneous category, we have rock formations, 2 pieces for your MG stands, for your hiding spots, firing positions, etc. etc. Woods, a lot of woods. How many woods? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Almost 20, a little less than 20. Some have a little bit more elaborate base, but most are just pure brown, black. Sorry about that. Moving on, more woods, this time burned out woods, to add a little bit of variety. 9 stands of burned out and 3 stands of Martian soil. Finishing up, a bunch of Martian red and swamp green outliers. What do I need these for? Well, let's say I want to have a forest in my swamp, so I can just grab this, grab a bunch of woods, and voila, a perfectly modular forest that if I need my tank to go through, I can simply move the woods around. So they do not interfere but provide the visual aesthetics that I'm fond of. 2021, a rather challenging but also rather satisfying year. As you saw on the video up until this point, mostly terrain focused for me. Not a lot of miniatures, and well, the miniatures that you saw were either also vehicles, so kind of terrain-ish, or based on some untypical scales, as for the name of the blog it would imply. 6mm if you don't remember, 6mm war games if you don't remember. However, you might be thinking that this is all that I made from January to December. Well, the title of the video could imply that also. But the truth is that September 1st, 2021, my firstborn son, Alexander, was born. And the miniatures and terrain that you saw previously were done mostly up until somewhere, let's say, mid-August. A few of the things that you saw were made after his birth, but most of the work was done before. As you probably know, or if you don't know, then you probably expect, doing a day job, taking care of your child, and trying to do a miniature blog is like doing 3 day jobs, one after another. Somewhere you have to cut ends, and since this is only a hobby for me, not a means of life, I'm drastically limiting the amount of time that I can spend on my hobby since August, September. What that means is, if you're watching me on Facebook, Instagram, and here on YouTube, you probably saw that at sometime September there was a decrease of posts, decrease of work in progress, and other items. I'm not saying that I'm giving up and I'm not gonna post anything. I'm still working on stuff after hours, like deep into the night, but there's going to be fewer of them. So I wanted to give you a heads up that I'm not dead. I'm still publishing, but I'm taking care of my son, and it's going to shift priorities drastically. What you can expect in 2021, sorry, 2022. I'm working currently on 4 battle reports, 3 on Epic Armageddon, 1 on the Nuts, the armor battle that I mentioned previously. I also have a tutorial on how to create this guy, the pumped up Dakajet. He's a complete scratch build from, well, scratch. No, not that, from trash. So it might be pretty helpful for people who don't have access to 3D printers, and I really want to publish that. I also purchased a new 3D printer, the Anycubic Photon Mono, with a wash and cure station, and I don't have a lot of time to print, but I've been printing some, and the details are amazing. I really like it, and you'll probably see even more 3D printed miniatures.
Jumping in from the future, regarding the even more 3D printed miniatures, most of the miniatures that you saw, besides the 20mm tanks and the 6mm Junker Draco transport, were actually 3D printed on my FDM printer because I was unable to paint anything that I printed with the Photon Mono. Just wanted to clarify that even more meant rather increase in quality rather than quantity.
Also, I've been assisting as a proofreader and, well, beta tester in a game that's currently in development. Currently it's in beta. It's called Full Spectrum Dominance. It's a, well, as you might have expected, 6mm game. I believe it's a really interesting project and would really like to invite you to take a look. The rules are available for free on the Facebook group, which I'll link below or somewhere here if I'll figure it out how to do it. This face-to-face thing is new for me also, but it's a new year and I want to try something new. Maybe it'll be better for all of us. Yeah, so 2022 is just starting. I hope it's going to be a good year for you. I feel it's going to be a very good year for me, and I want to make the most out of it. Hope you guys do the same. See you soon, I hope.